in the nick of time. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Once again, episode five. Episode five for us. We'll be previewing, and reviewing week five. A tremendous win by the Bears, and previewing week six versus the Vikings. Dia Muhammad, Coach Chef, welcome to Chicago Clubhouse Podcast presents the Midweek Bears Report. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on one of our hosts, since we're a network, Sugar and Vodka.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, how you doing? Can
I'm
you
doing
hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay. My earbuds were acting up.
What'd you say? No, I'm just kidding.
I said my
I'm just kidding.
my earbuds were acting up, so I was trying to look for my second pair. That's why I slid on the screen last minute because all of a sudden I couldn't. Oh, there go my hoodie. So I should be good soon with the visual, with the audio. But how are you doing, young lady?
I am doing amazing.
That's good to hear. Outstanding. So we're going to do a few things different for the show. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and promo the upcoming shows for the network. And that will be coming to us now from Sugar and Vodka. So go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so y'all, for Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, tune in and subscribe on YouTube first and foremost. And we have all our great shows. Monday night, we have the CCP Factory, hosted by the Crooked Commish. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. The Clubhouse Podcast, hosted by T-Nick himself. Gotta watch that. JB, Falmel C, and Frank the Tank. Wednesday night, She Said What She Said with host Sherry Green. And she will be coming back to us soon. Very soon. So we look forward to that. And Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central Time. Of course, here you are right now with Sugar and Vodka. We have Coach Chef and Amp. How could you fucking miss us? I mean, come on now. We're entertaining as fuck. And then Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time, we have Easy Does It with host. I would keep saying co-op, not co, but host Easy. And tune in and subscribe. Watch all our shows. They're all entertaining. They're all good to watch, and it's all in good fun.
We need the algorithm to help us out. When people type in Bears or Report or Midweek or Chicago Clubhouse, anything, if you're on it now, just hit the like button. Just hit the like. And whoever's else listening, whether you're on Facebook and YouTube, preferably on YouTube. But hey, whatever outlet or social media you're using, whether it be Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook, please like and subscribe. Without further ado, thank you very much for that. Sugar and Vodka. I want to bring on our last host, my man, the turned up one, the old man of the group, Amp.
Hey, what's up, Coach Chef? Sugar and Vodka, how y'all doing?
All right, what's going on?
Man, I can't call it. Living the dream, baby.
It's like that. Dream. I myself had a rough couple of days, picked up a shift at the boat, so I didn't get home till 6. Had to drop my old lady off. Then had to get my son ready. Yeah, was wiped out this morning. But hopefully I have enough energy to get through this. I will have enough energy to get through this. I'm glad to see both of you. So we're just gonna jump right into it. With the last everyone saw of us was last Thursday. Last Thursday also happened to be a Thursday night football game featuring, of course, our Chicago Bears, because we are Bears fans, and those vaunted, I shouldn't even use that word for them, the Washington Commanders. And just to bring up a few things from last week before we go on. Last week we had 3 predictions from all 3 hosts. Sugar and Vodka predicted 24-17. I predicted 28-25. Neither of us actually picked a team before we ended the show, but I was leaning Bears. And really? Amp, because of your frustration of the week, and because I understand Ron Rivera is a defensive-minded coach, and my man, the offensive coordinator, former offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, He running that offense. Sam Howell, who I knew could put up numbers, but he had been turning the ball over. You had your prediction at 38-10.
Yeah, I did.
Washington, mind you.
I did. Hey, I did. I had to see something different, Chef. You know what I'm saying? I had to see something different, man. Yeah, I went there. Yeah.
And then we went from the show, which we only did an hour of, and then we segued right into our live reaction stream of the game. We went 3 quarters, didn't we?
No, I left.
I know you left. But Sugar, we just no. You know what? We had a big lead, and we just ended it at the first half. We didn't catch the second half, but we made second half predictions because we brought on Easy from Easy Does It, and we brought on Cookie Kamish, who's a part of the CCP fantasy show that we'll be having on Mondays. And we made second half predictions because the game was the first half was a lot more scoring than we expected. Any of us expected. None of us, I think Amp had it 38, but he had Washington having 38. It was
yeah,
what was the
in
score?
A good way.
At half it was 17, 27, no, 20, 24, 24-3, I think. 28-3.
At the half, it was 21-7.
21-7. Okay.
21-7 at the half.
21-7. And the predictions for the second half score, since the game, the Bears came out on all cylinders. Like the Bears we've been wanting to see since we drafted Justin Fields. So the second half predictions based on the score at that time was Easy had it 51-17. Cookie Kamish had it 37-17. Sugar and Vodka had it 38-17. And then I had it 40-24. And I had it higher than because I just knew that our issues were second half adjustments or the lack thereof. And I was like, they're going to put up some points in the second half. And we all saw that third quarter. The game ended 40-20. So I really felt good about the score I picked. Yeah. But we'll just those updates for those who didn't stay with us for the live reaction show for the first half. Amp, you weren't with us. I know you had some family stuff to do, so I want to hear you first since you didn't stay with us. What were your thoughts? What were your thoughts of the game last Thursday?
Man, you know what? Actually, I was pleasantly surprised, man. You know what? Because I was pleasantly surprised. Well, you know that because I said 38-17. So what I'm saying is I was surprised pleasantly just to see Justin Fields look like Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? Come to the realization that he is a running quarterback that can pass. And they let him do that. So I loved every minute of it, man. What about you, Sugar and Vodka?
I loved everything. It was great to see them come out and actually do something and get those scores. And Justin Fields, in my book, looked phenomenal. And I look so forward to this weekend as well. He did a great job. And yeah, totally pleasantly surprised.
The first drive. The first set of plays was like, oh, we going. Well, what my man Bruce Arians say, no risk it, no biscuit, man. A guy we could have had. We could have had that guy. We hired Mark Trestman, and the Bears interviewed Bruce Arians, and we didn't hire. We hired the guy from the Canadian Football League. I mean, he has experience, but that was the first year was great, but the second year obviously was awful. But yes, the first half was something we didn't expect. We had a couple drinking games along with that where they came out so hot. We were like, well, shit, if they score on the first drive, we got to take a double shot or whatever. So we got the night started right. There you go. We got the night started really well with the open touchdown to DJ Moore, who had a phenomenal game. Surprisingly, he didn't have a Bears single game record because that's held by Alshon Jeffrey, but he's second now all time for single game with 230. 3 touchdowns. You all have any other things? Your other thoughts before I kind of surmise my thoughts of the game about?
I'm sorry. I like what I saw, man. I like what I saw. Not just from Justin Fields. First of all, I like the fact that him and DJ they seem to have a rapport. They seem to have a rapport now. You know, everybody was in the beginning. We was talking about him and Mooney, which they did have a rapport last year. But man, Justin Fields was putting that ball up there, man. And not only was Mooney going to get it, I mean, he was taking it. You know what I'm saying? Fields was putting it up there, so it was like a 50-50 ball. But once it's up in the air, man, it's like it's DJ's ball. I don't care who's guarding him, you know. And I love that, man. Just to see that, to see a receiver and see our quarterback to connect like that. I haven't seen it. We haven't seen that in a while, man. So I was really, really pumped. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the crazy thing. That was the second touchdown was a quote unquote 50-50 ball. That first touchdown, he was open and he was buzzed it.
Yeah.
Buzzed it over the coverage. I liked the play calling. Like the play calling set up everything, just like attacking their defense to get DJ open. I mean, who cares if they didn't schematically plan right, Washington? But going vertically to DJ to Mooney first, we all were upset about Mooney not catching I think the first pass of the game. And I blame Mooney because he turned his body. Like you took away your momentum from running. Like if you just would have kept running, you catch the ball here. But he turns his body, he gets out of position, and he tries to return again, and it looks like a Justin Fields overthrow. But after that, just the sequence, and Prime did a really good job with their replays, I thought, of being able to show how.
My one question is I want to get from y'all is how big of a difference do you think having Claypool the fuck out of that locker room, just away, the negativity and all of that, what the difference do y'all think it made?
Can I go first on that, Chef? First of all, that's a great question, Sugar and Baca. That's a great question because me and my brother was talking about that, right? I'm thinking like he really didn't have that much to do with it. I mean, the locker room, I felt, I said this, I felt they was losing the locker room after the second, third game. I said that.
You did say that.
I said that, right?
Me and you went back and forth on that.
Claypool just happened to come out and say it. He was gone anyway.
Now we've said, I've heard this on other shows. Now, was Claypool wrong what he said about the coaching staff?
Yeah. He was wrong. Let me rephrase that. He wasn't wrong. Yeah. He just shouldn't have said it to the reporters.
Okay, right.
You know, he was right about it, but he just shouldn't have brought it out.
We've been saying that. We've been saying that for the longest.
I don't think he was wrong because they weren't using him because he wasn't worth using. Now, when DJ Moore said that on the hot mic moment, then we were all agreed and we're like, yes, we 100% agree. You should be used the way.
I agree with you, Sugar, because Claypool was not fighting for that ball. He was not. I agree with you. So, and you know what's crazy about it? Once he got to Miami, this is the crazy part, right? Once Claypool got to Miami, the head coach came on, and the first thing that he said was like, our locker room is intact. He didn't even mention Claypool's skills. He just said, our locker room is intact. The East man is fighting for the man next to him, so we don't worry about, you know what I'm saying, nobody coming in and disrupting. He never said Claypool's name. He talked about the camaraderie in that locker room and the love that each player had for each other. So I don't know, and from what I'm told, everybody, all the receivers from the Miami Dolphins, they're signed. They're signed through next year. Only one is not.
It's week one. We'll see how that little virus in there goes in and affects everyone.
I don't know. He's not signed. I don't think they're gonna sign him again. He's the only receiver for the Dolphins that's not signed.
None of that matters. I know that Mike McDaniel is a more competent play caller and uses his talent better than we would do. Like, we're showing it now. The past 2 games, things have been opening up.
So you're agreeing that they won't use Claypool either?
Oh no, they're going to use him.
Rick said Claypool is trash.
They're going to use him.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. He's worthless.
The man, Claypool in his playing career has had 2 years of over 600 yards, so he can make plays. It's it's the job of the offensive coordinator and coaching staff to put him in position to make plays. Now he still has to make those plays. All I know is I don't have a fear. It didn't work here, and sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes the guy doesn't fit here. Also, just a slight segue. I've been on a lot of Facebook groups, and people were furious or still disappointed that we didn't draft Jalen Carter from Georgia, the defensive tackle, and that he's already leading all defensive tackles in rushing rate and percentage and sack. He has 3.5 sacks, and we drafted 2 guys in the later rounds who have only produced a half a sack, and we got a right tackle who we could have got anywhere. Look, I've said this from the beginning. Of those who don't know, Jalen Carter was a great talent. I just didn't think that this team had enough veteran leadership. People are like, all the professionals. Veteran leaderships in your locker room makeup matters when you bring in guys who have different personalities that were going to clash because there's not enough leadership. We signed a lot of free agents. We have a lot of young talent.
I wouldn't have wanted Jalen Carter, or I never wanted Jalen Carter, and I was always outspoken about that even before I got on here.
But why? Why wouldn't you not want a talent like Jalen Carter?
Because he's the same cancer that moves throughout the team. It may not start out right away,
but he's not a cancer in Philly. He's not a cancer in Philly because they have a structured locker room.
We're only 5 weeks in.
They have a structured locker room.
Hey, just 2 weeks ago, you were hands down saying what great Claypool was, and that he should play every
don't do that. Don't tell that tale. Don't make that up. Don't make that up. I didn't say nothing about him being great.
Was he not?
Sugar and vodka. Don't make me next week go back and find a reel of me not saying those things. You all were anti Claypool, and all I was saying was he has the talent to perform. That's all I was saying. I said he has the talent to put up numbers. I wasn't saying he was the best receiver. I was saying that with his talent, his size, his speed,
he's saying that
he can make plays if he allows those opportunities and he plays up to his potential. We can say that about numerous amount of guys in any sport that have had physical tools that don't perform. I didn't say he's the best receiver and he should get the ball more than DJ. Didn't say that. Didn't say that at all. Now y'all made it seem like I said that. Don't make me go find that segment. I go find it. I got receipts.
I want you to go back to our team, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. I said anyone on that team will tell you that on Tuesday nights, I said that Claypool was a malcontent. I said it was a wasted second round pick, and that he was gonna prove it. Everybody said no, Amp. No, Amp. You're wrong. You're wrong. And what happened? He's a malcontent.
I don't know if they said he was a malcontent.
It was the biggest waste of a draft pick.
And it was a bad trade. It was a bad trade. Okay, you're not going to hit on every move you make. So you say we missed on that trade. Polls failed on that trade. Well, he traded for DJ Moore. You're not going to hit on everything. All I'm saying is we like Claypool, but we were wrong. Exactly, we were wrong. We were wrong as fan base, the GM. But I believe this. The locker room you're in, even if you're a quote unquote malcontent or whatever issues you have, if a locker room has enough leadership, that guy's going to conform. And if he doesn't, he's just going to move on. Now, if Claypool can't conform to a locker room with strong leadership, he won't be in Miami, or he'll get chance after chance because he's talented. That's just what it is. When you're talented, when you have the physical makeup, people are going to give you chances. The wherewithal is, are you going to be a part of what the team or the organization wants for you to progress and be a guy? We have a guy, Yannick Ngakoue, who's a phenomenal pass rusher, who's averaged 8.5 sacks every single year he's ever played, but he's never been on a team longer than 2 years. No one's ever said he's a malcontent, but there's something where teams are not keeping him long term.
Yeah, you know why?
He's not that talented.
That's what
if you can average a sack every other game your entire career, you're talented. 16, 17 games.
So why?
He's never had less than 8.5 sacks.
Let me ask you something. Claypool being the veteran, going back to Claypool, then I get to Yannick. Claypool being the veteran, coming into this young locker room. Yeah, he's a veteran.
He doesn't display veteran tendencies though. Just because you play in the league, just because you're in the league for 3 or 4 years, yes, by your time you're a veteran, but that doesn't mean you have stock in being a veteran. Being a veteran is more. Being a veteran is more than just your time on a team or your time in the league. It's how you conduct yourself on those teams.
Let me finish. Him being an older player, since you don't call him a veteran, 3 years after your second year, you're a veteran.
I didn't say that. Once again, I didn't say he wasn't a veteran.
He's being coached by Mike Tomlin. Got to be top 5 coach in the league.
Great organization.
Has to be.
Great organization.
If you can't get it from him, you definitely not going to get it from Getz and Uberfus. You're not.
Bingo.
Okay.
That I agree with.
Okay. There you go.
That I agree with.
Okay.
But he's not that talented. He's not.
I'm gonna stay away from that.
He is not that talented.
I can't agree. The guy put up 800 yards as a rookie.
He is not an Antonio Brown where people are going to continue to sign him after.
Those are two different.
Now that is talent. You're just talking about talent. That is talent, and Claypool.
Those are two different levels. And Antonio Brown wasn't Antonio Brown his first 3 years in the league as far as being a quote unquote malcontent. Okay, so with that being said, let's get back.
It took him a while to become a malcontent. It took him a while.
Yeah, exactly. It did. It took to his first big contract. People don't know that.
It did.
When he became an elite receiver and he got that big deal, that's when things started to change. And they put up with him because when you're talented, teams are going to put up with you until they can't anymore.
That's what I just said. But other teams signed him because he is.
And then they got
Claypool don't
rid
got
of
it like that. Claypool don't got it like that.
No, not at this point of his career, obviously. So with all that being said, great Bears win. The only negatives I could see about the game was quote unquote, criticism could be lack of passing distribution. But hey, you won a game by 20 points. You put up 40 points. You broke a streak of you broke a 14-game consecutive game losing streak. You broke a 14-game losing streak and allowing 25 points per game. You broke that. And you scored 40 points, which the Bears have not done I should have looked that up, but I'm pretty sure they didn't score 40 points last year at all. And we definitely didn't do it with Nagy at all, ever.
Yeah. Question for the both of you.
I hate hearing that name. I'm just like,
question for Sugar and Baka. Question. Does that victory seal Eberflus' fate? Is he still the coach next year? Is he still the coach next year? Because he did somebody change something else.
If they finish
calling the plays, that's obvious. So does this save his job? That win? I'm asking.
Does this win particularly? I don't think this win particularly does. But if they finish the season 7-10, I had them at 7-10. If they finish the season 7-10 or better, if the defense, I said it in our first show, and I said it in our second show, week 3, I think. I specifically said that the defense would not look competent until week 5. They looked a lot better, although they still allowed 380-some yards, and they didn't run the ball because
they still look horrible.
They looked, they looked better. We had 5 sacks. We had 2.5 sacks in 4 games. We had 5 sacks in 1 game. That, by definition and by factual statistics, is better. So if we see growth from the defense improving, off the top of my head, I know the defense is ranked in the lower half in almost every category. Okay, that means they're ranked 28th or worse. Right, 28th or worse in almost all the major categories. If by the end of the season they're ranked in say they're ranked 18th, that's wouldn't you call that progression, growth, improvement? And if they progress like that, if they're playing at a caliber to where they're 18th in some significant statistics defensively, they're not going to fire him. If they're 7-10, 8-9,
he's gone.
No way. There's no way.
At 7, so you think at 7-10 they keep him? Is that what you're saying?
I did. I didn't have them winning 10 games. Why do look? I can go back. I can go back because I keep notes. I've been working on keeping notes as a chef and as a podcast person. You both had them winning One of you had them winning 10 games, and the other one had them winning 12.
I had them winning 10.
What about this team makes this a playoff team? Tell me, give me 3 things that make this a playoff team. Preseason.
That would make this a playoff team. A stout defense. A stout.
When?
Excuse me?
Not last year. No, you were talking about at the beginning of the season. How did you? What proof did we have? What proof did you have that this team was going to win 12 games led by their defense?
I said a stat. What team?
This team that was horrible last year. They sold all their defensive pieces away for picks and 1-year contracts. You thought this team was going to have a top 10 defense?
This team was going to win 10 games. Back with the moves that Poles made. Yes, I did. Yep. And so nobody else did. Somebody had them at 9 games.
I didn't.
I forgot what show I was watching. Somebody had them at 9. I'm talking about me.
You had them at 10 and 7. Sugar and Vodka had them at 12 and 5. I had them at 7. I've been saying 7 and 10 since. I've been saying it since the preseason, since before the preseason, because they were so bad last year. You had let's just remember, from your 11 starters from game 1 last year, your 11 starters who started game 1 last year to the 11 starters who started this game this year versus the Packers, there were 7 new bodies, 7 brand new guys who had either never started for the Bears or who weren't even on the Bears. There was no way that 7 new people were going to come together with the 4 people who were left over and be a top 12 defense. My goal, there's no way.
That's nonsense. That's nonsense. That's what coaching is for. That's what scheming and coaches is for, Jeff.
Go find me. I don't know how much research you want to do between now and next Thursday. Find me a team that in 1 year with a turnover of 50% on defense went from a bottom defense to a top defense in a year.
It happens every year.
Hey, I got something so exciting. I got something so exciting.
Not on defense.
I got something so exciting to say.
Go ahead.
You go from the bottom to the top. It happens every year. What are you talking about?
Hey,
it's the NFL.
It's because I have to say it.
Go ahead, Sugar and Buckle. Go ahead.
T Swift is at tonight's game.
Oh God. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this now, just so I can get all the heat and all the smoke. T Swift is not.
You can take it. You can take it.
I want the smoke. I ain't afraid of smoke. Ain't no hole in my blood. T Swift is not the most talented person right now. She's not. She's talented, but not the most. People act like she's the greatest performer of all times. She's not. She's not Michael Jackson. She's not even Mariah Carey.
Sorry. Hold on. There's something in my eye that I can't.
Not even Mariah Carey. She's not even Mariah Carey. She's not MJ. Sorry. She ain't Michael. She ain't Michael Jackson. She not even Beyonce. You can say what you want. You can say what you want.
Did you get it?
I am not a Swiftie. I can't name more than 5 Taylor Swift songs. I don't listen. That's not my bag. I'm not doubting her ability to write songs. I'm not saying I think she's an amazing songwriter. She writes the majority of her songs. I'm just saying that people are making her out to be the greatest performer since MJ, Michael Jackson, and she's not.
She is.
Michael Jackson would go to countries. They would have to shut down the city.
Wait, Sugar and Vodka. You saying that Taylor Swift is better than Michael Jackson?
And she goes to cities, and they rename the city after her when she's in town.
Hey, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes, Sugar and Vodka. You just said, did you just say that Taylor Swift is better than Michael Jackson was?
No, I can't say that, but it's 2 different.
Oh, okay.
It's 2 different. Okay. What do you call it?
She's not Beyonce.
Time ago,
she's not even Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey has more #1 albums and hits than she does. Never mind. We got to move on. We got to talk football. We got to talk football. We are already 31 minutes in. We kind of got behind on the recap. We already did our recap and thoughts on the game. I need your grades. We do this every week. Sugar and Vodka, what were your grades for offense, defense, and coaching last week?
First of all, I have to say I never listened to Coach Chef because he was a Claypool fan. My grades, I give the coaching. Still, I'll give them a D+. A D+. All right.
The offense?
No, the defense. The coaching for the defense. Sorry, coaching for the defense.
In general, we do 3 grades. Would you give the offense for the whole game, the defense, and the coaching?
The defense D-. So
okay.
Okay. And then the offense, I give them, since they improved so fucking much, I'll be a B+. And all over coaching, C-, which is better than the Z I gave them the week before. So that is a huge improvement. There you
go. Okay. Amp, what you got? Offensive grade, defensive grade, coaching grade.
Offense, I give them a B. Coaching, it's hard. I don't like the coaching staff, so I'm kind of.
Not liking them has nothing to do with how they performed as coaches.
I know. I can't. I got to go with my heart and not with my head. I give them a C for coaching, and for defense, they held them to 20 points. C.
My bad.
B for offense. B for offense.
B.
C for coaching, and C for defense.
Okay, got you.
He's more generous.
Okay, so my grades are going to be different. We saw offensive line that we kind of wanted to see. Tevin Jings is back from injured reserve. Lucas Patrick got hurt, so Cody Whitehair moved to center. But when those guys were in, I was watching a lot of film of them, all 22s and everything. When you see Nate Davis getting at it and those guys getting at it and the right tackle getting at it, plus the running game, Herbert was averaging past 2 games. He's been averaging 5+ yards a carry because he led the league in our yards per carry last year, and they've been giving him the ball. I gave the offense. The only negative was the lack of distribution. I gave the offense a B+. Nope, A-. A-.
B+ and A-.
No, the offense I gave it A-. A-. We put up 40 points. We put up 40 points. There wasn't no defensive scores, wasn't no secondary scores. The offense put up 40 points, which has not happened. And I'll have that stat maybe next week unless someone else can find it. They've not scored 40 points. I'm going to just say they haven't scored 40 points in 4 years. The defense, because of the adjustments or lack thereof in the second half, I'm going to give them a C+. They didn't allow Washington to run the ball, but Washington didn't run the ball because they were down by a lot of points after the first half. So that's why their stats look not good rushing. But Sam Howell still had 300, almost 400 yards passing. We did have an interception, Strowman Jr. So I'm going to give him a C+. And I'm going to give coaching, even after the injuries and blasting game having a running ball, I'm going to give the coaches a B. Because even though I knew that Washington was going to score in the second half, we only allowed them 17 points. We did allow some plays, but we had an interception. We adjusted better by blitzing more in the second half, ending in 5 total sacks. So I got to give them credit. When they don't do good, we shame them. We talk shit about them. So when they perform, we have to give them credit.
But you have to take it all in consideration. Also, they were down. They were down by 20.
So we know they're going to throw the ball. And we know that we have injuries in the secondary. We had injuries in the secondary still. So I'm going to give coaching a B. I'm going to give them a B. So this is what we're going to do. So the very next segment, we're going to bring on a guest, a guy who's been on the Tuesday show with T-Nick, Frank the Tank and the fellas. He's out of Atlanta, I believe, and he goes by the name of Mr. Chicago.
Mr. Chicago!
Mr. Chicago, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Listen, I just want to say, first and foremost, thanks for having me on the show. Secondly, Amp, before I got on this show, I was listening to you all, and Amp, my brother, I'm going to have to school you on something because your take on this prediction coming to the season was more unrealistic than the old person thinking candy corn's a vegetable. Something is wrong with you, my brother, for thinking that we were going to win. Then listen to me. I listened to you. You're going to listen to me.
Check this out.
You had the damn unmitigated gall to think that this team, was going to be a 10 to 12 win season team this upcoming year, knowing how bad they were last year. One. Two, Chef, to your point, I'll give you a team that actually did turn it around 1 year. But it's because of not only the coaching staff that this team had, but also the personnel they had. The San Francisco 49ers did that when Jim Harbaugh became the head coach of San Francisco. They went from 3 to 13 to 13 to 3. That's only one team. I listened to
I said
y'all.
Defense.
Yeah,
I said defense.
That defense, then I think.
Yeah.
Only allowed like one rushing touchdown the entire year, I think.
Well, no, what I'm saying, my point was I was very careful with my words. I said, had a defense in 1 year, had 7 new people who didn't start last year, and went from the bottom tier defense to a top 15 defense. It's never happened.
San Francisco did that.
And check this
the
out.
same team.
Check this out, Mr. Chicago.
7 new members.
Hold on, Chef. Listen, I have to address that real quick because on one end you said you don't trust this coaching staff, but on the other end you're gonna sit up here and say we're gonna win 12 games this year. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now.
Sugar and Vodka said 12 games. Sam said 10.
Did.
Okay,
I said 10.
I did.
I'm gonna address her too. So the main reason
I was hoping.
Listen. Hope and optimism obviously had become of all of us, right? But as a realistic Bears fan, I have to tell you all, given that we have made some pretty good significant acquisitions in free agency, we drafted okay, I guess, to say the least, but there was no way in hell we were going to turn this damn thing around in 1 year.
Check this out, Chicago.
Starting off the first 4 weeks of this season, we look worse than what we did last year, which was ridiculous.
Check this out, Mr. Chicago. I hear you. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Check this out. Do you think this was my first rodeo, bro? I've been watching this team since 1975. I know what a rebuild is and how long it takes. You know what I'm saying? So what I was looking at,
expectations were way too high and way too unrealistic.
And never that. As a Bears fan, never that. I don't know nothing about that. I go with what I see and what I feel.
Listen, win, lose, or draw, we have to be realistic about our team. Every year in our year. Listen, we're not the clown boys, okay? The clown boys are the only goddamn fan base that thinks every year is their damn year, and they ain't won since the goddamn OJ trial.
Exactly.
They ain't won since OJ got chased in the damn Broncos back in '94. But they think every year is their year. We're not going to be that fan base.
So who determines what you feel our team is going to do? Watching the general manager make moves, bringing these cats in, you dig, Noick, bringing in D tackles, secondary Stevenson. Check this out. Now all we need is, check this out, Coach. Mr. Chicago, check this out. All we needed was coaching.
Well, actually,
check it out.
Some pass rushers. We still don't have any pass rushers.
No. We need more
pass rushers.
Listen to me.
I'm not
coaching. First off, we didn't fill every hole that was obviously blatant and obvious from last year's team. We didn't fill every hole. So coming into this offseason, we still had holes to fill. But listen, this 4-3 defensive scheme that Flus runs is predicated on a
three technique,
a veteran 3 technique,
and pass rush.
We don't have that, and that's the problem. But also,
and I've been saying that how long?
Listen to me. We put a lot of money in these linebackers that's missing too many goddamn tackles to even count on one hand. It's ridiculous how this is a personnel issue, not the coaching issue, because players play and coaches coach. Those players got to make those plays. Otherwise, the damn play ain't gonna work. But with these defensive players not tackling well, they don't tackle in practice, which is a red flag. They wasn't really building any continuity or chemistry during the damn offseason or preseason, for that matter, because none of them actually played together. And it showed the first 4 goddamn weeks of this season how everyone was looking so goddamn lost. Didn't know what the hell to do, what the play was being called. They know where to line up anything. Everyone looking disarray.
Wait.
12 wins is too unrealistic.
Mr. Chicago. Hold on. We got to cover quick things. We got to get to our next segment. Well, I appreciate you coming on with us, Mr. Chicago. I got to find out. I have a couple questions personally. I always ask this to everyone who comes on the show, especially when I don't think they're from here. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Chicago.
Okay.
I live in Atlanta.
Where you at?
But nothing in my house says Atlanta on it except the damn.
I was asking. I didn't know. We have a lot of Bears fans.
Everything.
We have a lot of Bears fans who are not from here, like Crooked Commish. Crooked Commish is not from Chicago. I was just going to ask you your Bear story. That's all I was going to ask you.
Okay. Well, my Bear story is this. So I'm going to give you a quick fact about me. So it's an honor and privilege to not only be from Chicago, Inglewood to be exact, but I am from the same high school that the late, great, recently died Dick Buckus is from.
CBS.
So, yes.
CBS.
So I am a 2019 Hall of Famer of CBS High School. My picture is on the same wall as Dick Buckus.
Whoa!
And who else is
Isaiah Williams Juice?
Yeah, yep. So we have some great Hall of Famers.
Bernie Mac. Bernie
Mac is from again from Chicago. He came up to CBS my sophomore year in high school. Well, actually, it was my junior year. My junior year in high school, he came up there. We was in basketball practice. He came in and talked to us. He saw us do the 3-man weave. My homeboy hit me with a cold behind the back pass, and I instantly underneath rolled the layup up. He gave me dap for it and everything. So Bernie was one of my heroes growing up because every time he came home, he had no security or entourage with him.
That's true.
Everybody in Chicago loved Bernie. Bernie ain't never have to worry about anything in Chicago. And when he came to us talking to us about how he was a class clown at CBS, he cracked a few jokes.
Bernard was. Yeah, and I can only say that because my mother went to school with Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
she was
my uncle went to school with him too. And then he knew my grandmother, who was actually a manager of Harold's Chicken over there on 6030 Morgan. So
so you Chicago blood through and
through. All day, man.
Okay.
Through, man.
I needed your Chicago Bears love story. I needed to know where the love came from.
Absolutely, man. It's been all my life, man.
I didn't go to CBS, but my mother went to CBS. All her close friends went to CBS. My mother kind of bougie, so she got up out the city. My mother was like, I can't stay here.
Yeah, so did she go to the alumni picnic this year? Because we actually have
my mother knew. My mama in Vegas now. My mama in Vegas.
We have the greatest alumni picnic in the city of Chicago. So much that the new mayor, Brandon Johnson, actually declared CBS Day the day we had our picnic.
Oh, that's dope.
Alumni picnic in the fucking city. So
that's dope.
More global. Yeah, more.
Okay.
If it ain't about the South Shore Tars, it ain't about it.
Oh,
Chicago.
Lord. Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness, South Shore.
Listen, we can
have mighty Tars. Yeah.
You won't win that argument, brother.
But please continue.
Okay. All right. So we got Mr. Chicago's his Chicago love story. I love it. I love it from everyone who's a Bears fan or Chicago fan in general. So what we're going to do right now is we have a combo segment we're going to do with Mr. Chicago and Sugar and Vodka, right?
Absolutely.
So typically the Sugar and Vodka segment is just her, and it's called Sugar and Vodka, things that she thought was sweet about the game and things that made her want to take a shot in the game. So I don't know if we're going to keep we're going to keep the same name, and we're going to let you two have the table for a segment for a few minutes about things you enjoyed about the game, things that were sweet about the game that made you want to, drop a little, little sugar in your glass. Excuse me, pause. or something.
I got Ciroc in my glass.
So I had to say pause. I got my son right here. I had to say pause. I got my son with me.
I understand.
And then something that obviously made you want to take a shot. So you two, you all got the floor.
I'm letting ladies first. Miss Sugar and Vodka, you go right ahead.
Well, the sweet part was obviously watching everybody have fun, and they played the game, and it was so nice to fucking see them enjoy fucking playing. They weren't hanging their head low. They weren't ashamed. They were doing what they loved once again, and I think that will bring momentum to the rest of the season, and I'm just so excited for Sunday because I think they'll be able to bring it once. I think they just need to basically pop the cherry, shall we say? And once they did that, I think we're on now, and I'm so excited. And Mr. Chicago, go ahead.
Okay, so what was sweet about the game is seeing the continued progress that our beloved JF1 was making. the fact that he's thrown 8 touchdowns in the last, not even 2 weeks, the last 5 days, it's actually incredible. I had a lot of trepidations going to this game because it was a short week, and I knew I was almost certain for a fact that Washington's front four was going to annihilate. They were going to annihilate our goddamn offensive line and our quarterback, but they held their ground. So the sweetest thing about Justin's production was the protection that he was given. This offensive line held up a hell of a lot better than I thought they were going to do, because we played Washington last year and we were getting our ass cremated on that damn line. So the fact that these guys held up, they played a couple of players, they doubled a few players on the edge, making sure they had giving Justin a clean enough pocket. I was really impressed with how often we were moving the ball. The first half was touchdown, field goal, the entire damn second half. We didn't punt the ball until the second half. That was fucking sweet to see, because I can't tell y'all how many times I've seen that shit being a goddamn Bears fan. So that was pretty sweet.
And the vodka moment was still the defense and still with Coach Fuck Us. I am not a believer in him whatsoever. I still not in with his play calling, and something still needs to change. And that's what scared me so much in the second half, because I was like, oh no. And I was like terrified. And we made it through, yes, but that was, through the second half, I was just.
Listen, now, and to that point, I would tell you the second half had me scared because of the last game. I'm like, oh shit, here we go again. Let me grab this damn bottle before I have to, shit. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take this, because my blood pressure could take losing the goddamn lead the way we had the last game. But again, we held our own. The defense, to your point, was pissing me the hell off with so many goddamn missed tackles. If somebody missed another tackle, not only am I docking these bastards pay, I'm going to make their ass walk home. Because this is, you are a defensive player. The first goddamn basic fundamental thing you're supposed to know how to fucking do is tackle. What the fuck are you all doing in practice? You all know that this Bears team is, I think, to my understanding, it's the only goddamn team in the NFL that's not tackling in practice. But I could be wrong, but I don't care about no other goddamn team. The fact that we're not tackling in practice is showing that we ain't knowing how to fucking tackle in the goddamn game. So that was really pissing me off. The fact that Sam Howell, of all people, was able to get 388 goddamn yards in the air. Obviously, they were playing desperation football, and they had to throw the ball as many times as they did. But we should have got more interceptions than what the fuck we got. Sam Howell is not a great quarterback. He ain't even a good quarterback, for that matter. But we're making quarterbacks who don't look good, usually, we're making them look good against us. And I don't like that shit. So that was a fucking vodka shot for me. But I will say, moving forward,
I was afraid that there was going to be a lot more vodka shots. And I'm so glad there wasn't, because I was so stressed out. I was like, don't. Yeah. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
And the fact that our offense, again, was starting off slow in the second half, and I'm like, oh, here we go again with this shit. I'm like, hey, come on in here. They doing this shit again. But when Justin was able to get that damn touchdown, DJ Moore, boy, this fucking DJ.
And he said it himself.
That's my DJ, man. Listen, there was no fucking out of bounds on that other goddamn pass he called. That was another goddamn touchdown waiting to happen. He was about to get 4 touchdowns in the game, and Justin was about to have 5, because I was almost certain Justin gonna give me 5 touchdowns this time. But I am very optimistic. Well, I won't say very, because I've been burned by this team before. So my optimism is rising. It ain't quite where it needs to be, though. So I'm gonna metaphorically put it to you in these words. So I'm at the train station. I just ain't got on the goddamn train yet, because the train that I'm looking for to get on ain't came yet. So once the train that comes is the one I need to jump on to get to where the fuck we need to get to, then I'll know it. But these other trains that's passing me by, they ain't going in the direction that I want to see us in. So I'm gonna
ask you, what do you think of this upcoming game, and what do you expect to see and want to see?
I expect to see much more progress than we saw the last game, because now we're facing a team that we obviously can look at and say, okay, this can be potentially a winnable game, especially considering the fact that one of the best goddamn receivers in football ain't out there no fucking more. So ain't no need to play soft coverage against these motherfuckers. Addison is a pretty good rookie receiver, don't get me wrong, but he ain't no goddamn Justin Jefferson. So I'll be damned and 2 Starbucks gift cards if we fucking lose to this goddamn team with Addison being that goddamn main goddamn target to throw to. So obviously TJ Hawkinson is going to be getting a lot of passes and a lot of targets too, but this is a winnable game, man. And Madison in the backfield for Minnesota, they have no running game. So I'm not even focused on that. But Kurt, family member, asked, he going to do some Kurt shit. He going to turn the ball over. So we got to capitalize on every fucking chance we get when we get the damn ball.
And what do you think?
Or 3 and out.
What do you think the defense will need to do to
turnovers? I need, listen, Kurt don't give me one. So I need us to take another one. So Kurt always gonna give you one. That's what Kurt do. Kurt do Kurt shit. So I need us to take another one though. Because Kurt, when he get into that streak though, Kurt can get hot in moments and then he can kill you. Because the last goddamn game, last year we played them at Minnesota, this motherfucker ain't complete a pass until like his 18th or 19th goddamn pass. And I'm just like, wait, so we can't even deflect one goddamn pass? So Kurt get hot, but then he gets in his own way and kills his own momentum when he turns the goddamn ball over. So we got to be able to force another turnover out of him and get us in position to score again, whether it be a field goal or a touchdown. But hopefully it'll be a touchdown that will get us up even more if we already have the lead.
And Hale, make sure that you'll be tuning in because there will be exciting things. And we have Mr. Chicago here. He won't be with us every week, unfortunately. But he will be having his own show, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast South, and he will be starring in it. So you'll need to follow, subscribe, like, love, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Ask him questions. He is the man. And
absolutely, Sugar Vodka. I really appreciate that. It's definitely something to look forward to because I'll be looking to answer a lot of questions or at least reading some different comments from Bears fans. I'm coming to you all as one of the most realistic Bears fans you will ever find. I know every goddamn game ain't our game. I know every year ain't our year. So I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that it's no shot to Amp, but I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you we're gonna win 10 to 12 goddamn games. I mean, I know goddamn well we'll have the talent.
You know why? You know why you can't say that? You know why you can't say that, Mr. Chicago? Because nobody knows. Nobody knows how many games we're gonna win.
That's true.
Nobody knows.
You can look at a roster. You can look at a roster and see the talent and then match it with the coaching and know that there's this disconnect.
Check this out.
It takes
the Bears
time.
cannot stop the run.
It takes time.
We know that. And you know why they can't stop the run? Because we don't have a three technique D tackle. First of all, you talk about the linebackers missing tackles. Of course they're going to miss tackles. Because they're going to get a lot of them. They're going to get a lot of them.
Missing tackles in these
games.
All right, before we get turned back up, Mr. Chicago. So yes, Sugar and Vodka did us the due diligence of promoting your new show for the network for CCP, Chicago Clubhouse Network, a podcast network, South. Can you give us a little more detailed information about the show? Anything that you can tell us about it?
Well, this show would definitely encompasses much more than just Bears football, but it's gonna basically be a collection of all Chicago sports, right? So all of our major sports teams, how well they doing, how they not doing, obviously interacting with fans, making sure that we're able to get them more engaged, more involved, get their opinions and thoughts on what the season looks like for these different sports teams, because it's with a great sense of honor for me to say within my lifetime, I've seen every last one of our Chicago major sports teams win a championship. That's something to hang our hat on. Not every city can say that shit. So again, this is a way to interact with our Chicago fan base, period. Bulls fans, White Sox fans, Cubs fans, Chicago Sky fans, Blackhawk fans. The Chicago Fire fans. You know what I mean? We have won in every major goddamn sports category. So let's get engaged, man. We got to talk about this upcoming season with these Bulls. We got to talk about what moves that need to be made for these Cubs and for these White Sox. What moves even the Blackhawks are making for that matter, too. So it's a lot to cover, man. Chicago sports, I'm definitely interested and excited to hear from a lot of our fans from all these different sports teams, and ready to rock and roll, man.
And we're so excited to hear from you. And as you know, I don't care about the scrubs.
Hey, absolutely,
absolutely,
Chicago. Hey, bring it, baby. Bring it.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm a diehard White Sox fan. You know what I'm saying? Being from the South Side, I'm a Cubs supporter only when they're not playing the White Sox. So when they play the White Sox, I'm like, fuck.
I can respect that.
Hey, I'm with you with that. I'm a South Sider.
Everything, man. Everything.
I'm with you.
Yeah, man. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I can respect that. I'm not a Cubs fan either, although I'm almost ashamed to say in the past 10 years I've been to more Cubs games than Sox games, but only because it's the atmosphere at the stadium and at the party is kind of, it'll get you.
Absolutely.
It'll get you originally.
And even when the Cubs won that World Series, that completed the cycle for all of those teams to have won a championship within the same millennium. So it's just that alone, man, just gives you a sense of Chicago pride that everybody else can't match up to that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm looking forward to a Chicago Inner City Classic World Series. Now,
you know what, Mr. Chicago?
Before I leave this earth, the White Sox will play the Cubs in the World Series. And can't nobody outside of our fan base say a goddamn thing about it. That's only
when the Cubs won the World Series. I am a diehard Sox fan, but when the Cubs won the World Series, check it out. I was cheering for my late grandfather. I was cheering for my late uncles. You know what I'm saying? Because I am Chicago, like you. I was cheering for all of my family members that are diehard Cubs fans that wasn't here to see it. So yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
But I hate that fucking song. I fucking hate.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that song. Oh God! Oh my God! It's the worst. Worst fucking song ever.
Hilarious.
Hey Chicago, what do you say? That sounds like some Northside shit. That's what.
It really did sound like some Wrigleyville shit, though. Real talk. Like I've been out there. It's been a while since I've been.
Those who know.
I mean, exactly. Up north, be real up north, man. They be real different. They be real different up there, man.
Well, Mr. Chicago, thank you so much for coming in with us and bringing your energy. I can see that you have a lot of knowledge, and with that knowledge comes what I call it. I call it realistic perspective, because
absolutely.
I too once, especially in the 90s and more that year, I was such a homer, and being a young kid in the 90s, being grade school, in the 90s I was in grade school, of thinking that every Bears team had a shot. And then once I started playing the game and looking back at them rosters, I'm like, there wasn't no talent on these damn rosters.
And listen, and to the point you brought up earlier, Chef, so the last time we scored 40 points was in 2020 against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's right.
45, I think 3 or 45, something like that.
Yeah.
That was the last time we scored.
That was right before they got Justin Lawrence. But yeah, okay. So that's one. In fact, I would like to know if all those 40 points were offensive scores or were there any defensive scores. Now, I know it doesn't matter, but the thing the problem we had with Nagy was they were scoring a lot of points, but the defense was scoring a lot of points, and it made it look like the offense. Positions, exactly. Yeah. But that offense, even that first year with Trubisky and Nagy, or Nagy technically Trubisky's second year, that offense, that passing offense was real glitchy, and the fact that my man couldn't go past he couldn't throw past 12 yards with any accuracy.
Yep. Our offense was top 10 because of our defense. Our defense put us in a lot of positions to score in short yardage, in short fieldage. So that alone put us in that top 10 scoring offense. So exactly. Our defense,
and I got into a mini debate about the offense with people, because of course, like we say on the show, you think you know football, we don't know shit. I was arguing with people I was like, look, I'm like, this offense and Mitch's, the damn Monday night game versus Minnesota, Mitch almost fucking damn near gave the game away.
Listen.
Luckily, Kirk Cousins gave the game away.
So what's a fan? What's a fan and what's a diehard fan? What tell me. Somebody tell me.
No.
I can break that down for him. I'll break it down for him. All right, so a fan is a person that's only a fan when they're winning, when the team is up, right? A realistic fan, if you will. So you say a diehard fan. A diehard fan is a realistic fan that knows the ins and outs, pays a lot of attention to detail with this team, from the front office to the coaching staff to the personnel. And they know what advantages we have in what areas versus what disadvantages we are at in those same areas or other areas outside of that. And so with that being the case, you know what talent we have on this team. You know what talent we don't have. You know what holes.
You could also be a diehard fan and be slightly delusional.
Yeah. You know what holes that we still haven't filled yet versus the holes we have filled. You also know how strong we are depth-wise when it comes to second and third stringers coming in when our starters are out, filling in those gaps and filling in those voids and being productive. So you understand and pay close attention to detail with this team when it comes to not only what the front office is doing, because again, I made the statement earlier during the offseason that we made the most significant moves out of every team in our division this offseason, which it looked that way because
it looked that way. Yeah,
it looked that way. But looks can be deceiving. Listen. You can put makeup on a goddamn pig, don't mean the goddamn bitch gonna win the goddamn beauty pageant. So guess what?
It's gonna be a pig.
So it's gonna still be a pig. It ain't gonna win no beauty pageant, Amp. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. The amount of talent that we were missing versus what we had, it was lopsided. We have some talent, but there are a lot of spots that we don't have enough talent at. So we have to be very mindful and observant to where we're lacking the most.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that because first of all, that team up north, I don't say their name, right? That's the delusional fan base. I am a diehard. And like you said, as Poles made those moves, I was watching every movie made. Like I said, this is not my first rodeo watching the Bears rebuild. I know it takes 2 or more years. 2 or more years. When you tear it down, it's going to take at least 2 years to build it back up. At least with the right general manager and coach. It's going to take.
But listen, realistically, a rebuild takes a little bit longer than 2 years, roughly.
No, you'll start seeing results in 2 years.
Well, you see results. In certain areas, in certain spots, you actually will, because the way this team started off this year, we look worse than we did last year. We won 3
last year. Oh my God! I said it. I was like, how do you look worse with more talent? You have more talent and look worse.
It was a lot going on that this team wasn't figuring out, but a lot of that came because of lack of cadence, lack of chemistry and continuity, lack of development. What's the word?
What's the word?
90% of that. What's the word? 90% of that Chicago was coaching, trying to make Justin Fields a pocket passer.
It wasn't just
90% of that.
Yeah. It wasn't just about Justin.
The word is cohesiveness.
The entire team looked lost out there. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing, when they were supposed to fucking do it, or how. Right. So it wasn't just Justin. Justin looked lost too. And
no, I said it was coach.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Him a packet passer. That's what I said.
But that's the thing, though. Justin knows how to pass. And these last 2 weeks, I can't put a whole lot of stock in only 2 weeks of worth of games to say, oh, yeah, now we got our guy. I need to see more of this from him. As he continues on to make progress, his trajectory is going to continue to increase. The expectations are going to continue to increase. And he's going to obviously exceed those expectations. At least we can hope. But I watched this kid down here in Atlanta. He's from down the street where I live at right now. So I know I watched him when he was in high school. I watched him when he was in college, and I've been watching him since he was in the pros. I know he's capable.
He's got it. He got
it, but he has to put it all together consistently. Yes. That's the thing. And the rest of this damn team, has to do their job too. The defense got to give some more to work with.
Hey, Chicago, it wouldn't hurt if he had a quarterback coach. That wouldn't hurt him either. If he had a quarterback coach, that would help. That would help.
We wish.
Guys, in the world of athletics and in the world of anything you do, what makes you great or good at your job, whether you're a pro athlete or whether you're a construction worker, is your consistency day in, day out of doing your job, being on time, doing what you're supposed to do. And unfortunately, because we're all humans, we are all flawed. Sometimes we expect greater from others than we do ourselves because there's nothing more annoying than I see on all these fan pages is uh if I had blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, you're not even good, you're not even average at your job. How you gonna talk about a pro athlete? Like, bro, you suck at your job. You gotta
I won't go, and that's a.
you don't even get the goddamn holiday bonus. You talk about a damn pro athlete, shut your ass.
And the biggest thing about that is that because I'm in a lot of these groups, I need to get away from all these goddamn groups because there are so many unrealistic Bears fans that's out there thinking, oh, you know what?
Madden guys. That's what I call them.
We should have kept Mitch, or I want Mike Dicker to be our coach, or I want Mike Simpson.
Oh, God.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's exactly.
These old ass people gonna come in and actually change this damn team around?
Mr. Chicago, that's exactly why I fucking created my own fucking group, because I got tired of the bullshit and the fucking clownery going on. It's like, what?
Listen.
Well, luckily, guys.
Okay.
There's 32 teams in the league, and I have friends who are fans of other teams. We ain't the only fan base who be saying wild and crazy shit. Every team, all those teams. It's the art of sports. It's the art of sports.
That's not it, though.
Listen.
Trolling.
Yes, it is.
Trolling.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Listen to me. I don't give a damn and 3/4 what the hell the other goddamn 31 teams fan bases are doing. I care about this fan base, and what we need to be doing is being realistic with ourselves and with this team and where we're actually going. I'm not sitting up here going come on here and tell y'all we're going to the playoffs just because we won one goddamn game and made progress in two. Oh no, I'm not going to do that because that's not realistic. What I will tell you is, as we continue to make progress in the areas that we growth and development. Listen, Rome wasn't built in a goddamn day, so we need this team to keep piling on wins, and let's see what happens towards the end of this goddamn season and make some happen. And again, this is not a shot at you, Em, but I want to be very clear about this when I say this, because a lot of times we do expect too much from this team that they're not equipped to even give us right now. We have to be
handled exactly.
They have to,
as a fan,
give us the talent first.
As a fan, you should expect to win. That's what fandom is.
You should.
It's a fan stands for fanatic. That's short for fanatic. So you should expect them to win.
I listen to me. I expected to win the goddamn Powerball yesterday, but the shit didn't happen.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why I say 2 tickets.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
For my fucking craziness with my thing, I thought the game, I fucking was so fucking sure that the game that we seen last Thursday was the fucking game that we were going to see against Green Bay and get our first fucking win against them. And when we didn't, I was fucking shocked. And I was like, what the fuck? And that's what I was expecting. And that's where I was coming from.
And to that point, Sugar Buck, let me say this too, real quick. So the fact that we won this game last Thursday the way we did, I couldn't even get that excited about it. You know why? Because the first thing that popped up in my head was, what the fuck took you so damn long? It took y'all a whole month to do this? So I gave Luke Getzey a lot of shit for saying, oh, we're building something special based on fucking.
But the last 2 weeks, Getzey played call. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is,
I go to Sam's Club.
No different than last year.
I'm eating the whole goddamn meal.
But do you remember last year? We got to move it on because I'm looking at the clock where we behind quite a few seconds. We got to close it up. But last year, remember, they struggled coming out the block again. Now I blame that on Getzey 100% because he almost turns into this. I want to prove a point with Justin. And then Justin's like, this ain't working. Like last year, it took to game 6 or 7 for them to be like, let's start running Justin because we don't have enough talent on offense. So let's start taking plays from other teams, from the Ravens or from not old school, but like, you know, when Cam Newton was in the league. And we saw a streak of 6 games where he was scoring like 30 points a game, but our defense was still awful. So to close that in, unfortunately, we love having you on, but we got to move the show because we pushing over an hour now. We needed to see. We need to. If that particular, I think the coaching staff is going to be back, especially the head coach. I don't know if the OC is going to be back, but if the OC is back next year, we can't wait to week three to be seeing shit that we should be seeing game one. Like you got that means this is your third year. That means you haven't learned enough as an OC to know what's going to work and what you want to work. Just because you want something to work, that's some old John Gruden shit back when he was coaching and damn near ruined Randall Cunningham. I want you to do this because I'm the OC. Do what works for the talent that you have.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
what happened, real quick. What happened is you had to see that something changed these last 2 weeks. Somebody's either somebody's dipping his calling plays, or somebody is paying attention to what Justin can do. Yeah. It's obvious. It's like the last 2 weeks, even though we lost the week before, it was obvious. JF1 was doing his thing. Last week, he did his thing. Check it out. Something changed with the coaching.
With those concepts, those offensive concepts were much different than what we saw in the first 3 weeks. And then, especially from the O-line, getting Tevin back and seeing him get some reps in, and the best reps were the first series he played the whole series, and then after Luke Patrick got hurt and they had to move Whitehair, who I'm sorry, he's cooked. He's barbecue chicken at this point. He definitely needs a center.
He really is.
But seeing Tevin Jenkins and Borum, who is a great a good enough swing tackle for seeing those guys on the left side go to work, and then seeing Nate Davis back and being focused, I'm like, this is the O-line. And I said it on Tuesday's show in comments, and I said it on this show before we had our official first episode. I said this offensive line had not spent 2 consecutive weeks together, and it was going to take them time, not even including the goddamn injuries. So this is not even last week. It can't be the best we're going to see from this offensive line because they ain't been together in sync yet.
I don't think so.
Now,
it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that right side with Wright and Nate Davis together, that's solid. That's solid.
Tevin Jenkins coming in did a damn good job when he came in too. Like
that
dude. For how long? How long, man? How long?
No matter.
This is my thing.
It does matter. It does matter.
Well, listen,
it does matter.
Even though, listen, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. But I will say this: we cannot take another goddamn first quarter of the season again to
figure it out.
To finally figure some shit out and say, "Oh, I got it now." Listen, we already 4 games behind now. We at the very least, we should at least be like 3-2, at the very least. Right. That Tampa Bay game was ours. That Denver game was ours, and then we won this game. So we should be 3-2. But
we won in that Kansas City game at all.
Because we should have won Green Bay. We made Jordan Love look better than what the fuck he is, because he's not that good.
That pass rush, he did it. The 2 wins he has, he was not getting touched. Now, Mr. Chicago, once again, I appreciate you coming on, sir. I look forward to work with you again. Thank you so much for comboing the segment with Sugar and Vodka. Thank you, Sugar and Vodka. You're staying, obviously, but we got to move it on.
Hail, Mr. Chicago.
Thank you so much, Quinn. I appreciate you for having me on. I definitely look forward to being on again, y'all, rocking with y'all. Again, Aaron, Steph, appreciate y'all brothers, man. Y'all
absolutely, Chicago.
Gratitude, sir.
Gratitude.
Salute, man.
Salute. All right. We are quite a bit of segments behind. We still got to introduce this week's game on Sunday. The Bears are at home versus the Vikings. We just going to jump right in there. We're going to kind of move a little fast, guys. So just stay with me. We still got 2 more segments for me and F, and we've got to push on to some Bears news, injuries, a signing, and some other things because we still are playing with the injuries, and we're going to see some depth issues going to this week along with the Vikings. So we play the Vikings here at home on Sunday. I just want to go through some quick injury and some roster moves. We signed a guy off the street, essentially, but he was formerly with the New York Giants. Colin Johnson, a 6'6", 220-pound receiver who has put up some numbers in 2 years. 29 catches, 372 yards. So that his average is pretty good, 2 touchdowns. With him being on the practice squad, we officially. With him even just on the practice squad roster, we officially have a guy over 6 feet because none of our receivers on the active roster are 6 feet or above 6 feet. That doesn't greatly matter, but it helps to have a guy who plays big if he does indeed play big. So if he gets a shot, hopefully he will. If not, then hey, you don't lose anything by signing a guy to the practice squad to see what he can do. Give some work to your secondary because we're going to be seeing some talented receivers coming up. We got some injuries. Guys who didn't practice this week. Roshan Johnson didn't practice this week because of the concussion. He still has not cleared concussion protocol. Equinemius St. Brown didn't practice. Khalil Hubbard didn't practice, but he won't be. Actually, he's been designated for injured reserve. He'll be out a minimum of 4 weeks with a high ankle sprain. I saw the ankle sprain earlier, and then we saw him catch like a little screen ball, and he tried to cut it. He just fell down. So we were down running back. Also, Homer, our special teams running back, we didn't see him in the game after Herbert went down and after Johnson went down because he was hurt with a hamstring. Mercedes Lewis, the veteran third tight end, he didn't practice today, but because he's like 30, he's like my age. I think I literally remember him being in the same graduation class because I paid attention to football in the country back when I was in high school.
Repeat that name for me, Chef.
Mercedes Lewis. He's the third tight end.
Yeah.
Okay. So he typically gets like a veteran day. You know, he's a 38-something-year-old tight end. So typically Thursday's his day. And then Lucas Patrick is out. He's also in concussion protocol. Concussions are a serious thing. I hope he's okay, but I ain't mad if he don't play.
Real talk. He's hot garbage. He's hot garbage. Yeah.
Guys who are limited in practice. Kyler Gore was limited in practice coming off of IR. He was able to play this week. He had, I think they had like a 10-day window. Eddie Jackson was limited in practice, and Cole Kmet was limited in practice. But at least out of those three, the only guy I expect to play and start is Cole Kmet. Hopefully, Jalen's okay with. I think he had a soft tissue hamstring issue, and then Kyler Gordon also had an issue with his hand. I think he had like minor surgery or whatever. So whether he plays with the club, hopefully he can play. Although the backup secondary's been doing an adequate job for who they are, what our defense is. We did have a pick from a guy who was on the practice squad 4 weeks ago. Guys who were in full practice who were out. Doug Kramer, former Fighting Illini Doug Kramer. He plays center. We haven't seen him at all except for in the preseason. So with Lucas Patrick going out, maybe we get a chance to look at him, maybe not. But he participated in full practice. Jalen Johnson, our starting cornerback, outside our best cornerback, he's back at full practice. And then the young man Terrell Smith, who's been starting for Jalen on the outside corner, he participated in full practice today. So we got a lot of guys on the injury list. Since it's only Thursday, don't know who's going to be cleared to play. But I hope the guys who are definitely in full participation, Kramer, Jalen, and Smith, I expect Jalen and Terrell Smith to play, and hopefully Gordon plays, because that'll help our secondary depth versus a team that's down their best receiver. Okay, that was the injury report. That was the signing. One quick, as we open up to Bears Vikings breakdown of that. One quick that I want to give that I thought was a really big stat for Justin. I actually should have gave it when Mr. Chicago was on. Pro Football Focus is not the end all be all, but sometimes some of the stats mean a little something in perspective. Justin Fields, because we will all know that Justin Fields is great at what type of passing? Vertical. He leads the NFL in how Pro Football Focus grades it. He leads the league in 20-yard passes. That means passes not like a 2-yard catch to 20 yards, but air yardage, 20-yard passes. Airing it out. He leads, according to their schematic on how they grade it, he is 96.3%. Well, that's their grade. He's essentially A plus on his 20-plus yard pass. He also factually leads the NFL in completions over 20 yards and touchdowns over 20 yards. So that's his bread and butter.
You forgot one, Chef. You forgot one. He also leads the league in red zone touchdowns.
Cole Kmet was a big part of that as well. Plus,
I don't mention his name. I don't mention him. I don't mention him. I'm saying JF1 leads the league in red zone touchdowns. I don't mention him. Now,
what's wrong with Cole Kmet?
I'm not a Cole Kmet fan. Catch the ball standing up, man. Yeah, Mr.
My man is a top 10 tight end.
All I was saying is JF1 leads the league in red zone touchdowns. And then you brought what's his name up. You spoiled the whole thing, man.
How? He had a touchdown. He got 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Okay. Vikings breakdown. We all know that Justin Jefferson will not be playing. He was put on 4-game short-term IR by the Vikings. Mr. Chicago brought it up about the receiving core is not elite without him, which is a fact. I think he's practically, I don't have the exact stat, but I think he's more than 50% of receptions, yards, and touchdowns for the Vikings. Obviously, he's a top 5 receiver in the NFL. I don't think they should change their game plan. What are your expectations or anything that you are concerned about going into the Viking game? Now, I know what you're both going to say because you say it every time I say it. What are you concerned about? What are your fears? I don't have any fears. I fear nothing but fear itself. They're still playing a guy who has proven, don't care about his playoff record, I care about his regular season record, who has shown that he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions in the regular season. He threw 7 last year, threw 30 touchdowns, and he has at least 7 seasons of 4,000 yards. So, with that being said, they also got in a trade about 3 weeks ago, Cam Akers, so they have more running back weapons in the backfield. What are your expectations? Not your prediction. What are your expectations of what you want to see out of the Bears this week versus the Vikings? Sugar and Vodka, since we haven't heard from you in a little bit, what are your expectations for this week?
I want to see the very same thing. I want them to go out there. I want them to have fun. I want them to enjoy what the fuck they're doing. And I'm hoping the defense will step up and the defense calling will be better against the Vikings. But of course, Jefferson being out is it's good for us. But they also have other people, so I'm just hoping that we can get it together. But as long as they're out there and they're playing fun and like they did last weekend and they carry the momentum, we will get this win. We will get this win.
Okay. Amp, what you got? What are your expectations for this week?
I expect us to, first of all, I expect us to win this game. I expect us to actually win this game. Even with Kirk Chokins back there throwing for 400 yards. Also, yeah. Also, I expect Tyler Gordon to play because he could have played last week. Hey, Chef, you gonna let me do my thing, baby? You gonna let me do my thing?
No.
I expect Tyler Gordon to play.
Tyler couldn't play last week. He was factually still under in IR. Tevin Jenkins was the one who came back last week.
Oh, okay. Well, I also expect Tyler Gordon to play. He could have played last week.
Tyler couldn't have played last week.
He had a cast on his hand. That's what I was about to say. The cast is off now. Did you know that?
Okay.
He no longer has a cast on his hand. That's why I expect to see him.
That's why he's been activated. Because he couldn't. He actually couldn't. It was 4 weeks. He went on the IR after game 2. This is game 6. 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
4 weeks.
But anyway, I expect the Bears to win. I expect them to have a hard time. I expect them. Go ahead. I expect them to have a hard time stopping the run as per usual.
No, go ahead.
But they'll pull it out. They'll win this game. They'll win this one. Could you hear me? Sugar and Vodka, can you hear me?
I think we had a minor technical difficulty. It might have been me. It might have been me with the lag. I'm not sure.
What did you say?
Could you hear me?
Sugar Vodka, can you hear me?
You're like delayed. There's like a little bit of delay and an echo. But what did you say, Am?
No, I was just saying that I expect the Bears to win. I expect them to win. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, agreed.
I heard that. Okay. So my expectations are pretty basic. I don't want them to change the game plan. I want them to go with the same game plan defensively that they were going to have regardless of Justin. Don't change your game plan. Play the game plan. Put pressure on Kirk Cousins. Make him since he doesn't have his number 1 receiver, make him distribute the ball and make mistakes. We know that he doesn't like playing off script, which means, he's not a great mover in the pocket. He usually throws in what's the word I'm looking for? He throws in rhythm. We can get him off rhythm. We can make him make mistakes. And from the defense, I just want to see steadily growth, improvement from the front four. I want them to still blitz because we don't have adequate front four, getting straightaway 4-man rush. And that's my expectations. And I expect the offense to keep progressing, keep running the ball. Even if Johnson and Herbert don't play, you got Foreman. Foreman ran for 900 yards last year. He can run the ball. He averaged like 4.5 yards a carry. Run the goddamn ball. Run the ball. That's my expectations. Okay, we covered that. Quick NFC news. The Packers suck now. Yay. They just got their ass mollywop by the Raiders. And for all those who thought that Jordan Love was the next best thing in Green Bay, hey, everybody look good when you're not getting rushed, when you're not getting hit, when you're not getting pressured. If you're in the NFL, how do you perform under pressure? He has not been performing well the last couple weeks.
He is
under
not
pressure.
the one. That kid is not accurate at all.
Loves it.
At
loves
all.
It, loves it. Loves it. Loves it. Loves.
So,
I'm here for it. So here for it.
Now, on the other hand, the Lions are looking like the clear and away leader of the NFC North. They're running the ball, and then they've got great play action, and they don't have it all, but they have the makings of it all. They have a damn good offensive, they have a damn good coaching staff, and that's from top to bottom, that organization. But only time will tell because they haven't won a playoff game since.
They have some injuries.
Since I was in grade school.
I was just about to say. They're the Lions to me. They're still the Lions. They're 4-1, but they're still the Lions until they do something, anything. You know what I'm saying? Until they do something, they're still the Lions. They lead the division. You know what I'm saying? They're 4-1, but they're still the Lions to me, man. So I look at them as division leaders. That's it. You know, I'm expecting them to fold. So,
but I also just think that they are. I think they just are clearing away the best team in our division. So, I just, they have the talent, they have the coaching staff, factually. Okay, so we're behind. So I'm gonna speed up my segment so we can keep going with this. So the next segment was going to be Coach Chef's What's Cooking segment. I made a quick note that I'm just going to say what I think was cooking this week is the offensive line. You got Tevin Jenkins back. He played significant. They had him on a quote unquote pitch count or snap count, and he rotated with Whitehair at guard. And then after Lucas Patrick got hurt, they moved Whitehair to center. Then he rotated with Tyree Carter. But when he was out there, he looked like the guy we drafted 2 years ago. His hand placement. I was watching some video on him. The guy is a mauler. He's got quick hands. The old adage is if you can move your feet, they call a great offensive lineman. It's like watching a dancing bear. Light on his feet, quick hands, strong girth, moving people out the way. He looked outstanding. I think him and Bourne had like a double pancake in the game. It was amazing. One of the run plays where they both pushed their guy out, and then they both pushed their guys down together. Oh, great breakdown from the film I was watching earlier today. But yeah, the O-line. I think we still have issues at offensive line, but they're where we want them to be. Those 5 guys are the guys who's supposed to be there. Minus Bourne, but Bourne started last year, and then he also started the year before at left tackle, so he has starting experience. But the O-line is we're running the ball. We're running the ball at more than 5 yards a clip practically. We're passing the ball now. Justin's not getting hit as much. We're not allowing as many sacks. We definitely didn't play as bad as we did last year versus Washington, and we kept not even a very good. We kept a damn good pass rush.
Yes,
Kevin was working. Yeah. Jonathan Allen, the tackle for the Redskins, he was working his ass out the whole damn night. Undoubtedly.
Agreed.
So that's what's cooking. That's what's cooking in my kitchen. The goddamn Bears offensive line, they was cooking last week. I hope they continue to cook. Because as long as the O-line is cooking, we can run the ball, we can pass the ball, we can play action. That's what that's what I'm whipping up, and that's what I hope the Bears are whipping up is that offensive line performance at the top of their ability and getting cohesiveness so that we can do everything we want to do offensively. So let's just quickly move on.
They need to do like you do and pick up them extra shifts of cooking.
Hey, there's some long days, man. Long days in the kitchen. Okay, so that's what's cooking for me this week. Because last week I don't think I had anything cooking because after our Broncos game, when the damn thing cooking, when should be cooking, motherfucking kitchen, the gas was off. Gas was off, electricity was out. All right, so let's T Nick, if you can, since I want to speak to this, can you just give me the last 3 comments so we can address the last 3 comments we got so we can move on to the betting line and some other stuff in Amp's segment. Lions are winning the division. I believe the Lions are going to win the division. Do you all agree?
I agree.
I don't want to. I'm not going to disagree, but I don't want to agree.
I like Justin the Flash Fields. Oh, that's not a bad name. Justin the Flash Fields. Okay. He hasn't been running like that this year, but I like the name anyway. And don't want Williams. I think regardless of what people think about Williams, the kid out of USC being a what they call it, a transition, once in a generation quarterback. Where you go, your coaching staff, your organization dictates a larger portion than just your pure talent at quarterback. We've seen a lot of guys with talent go to really bad situations. I think we have our quarterback. I don't care if the Panthers end up with the first pick. I think we trade it again and get more assets because we need depth. We need talent. Just adding a quarterback isn't going to guarantee us wins if we don't have the talent defensively that we need. Or, you got to see how it goes. They got this pass rush out of Florida State who might be worth a top pick. They got a receiver, Marvin Harrison Jr., who definitely is worth a top pick. Maybe not the first overall. So, yeah, that's. Thank you for that comment. I forgot who that was by. And give me that last comment, the most recent comment. What we got?
From Papa Bear.
What is it? And now my Paris Paul drafting another quarterback will be a mess. It will. It'll set you back. But unless you're thinking about it as far as the wild card possibly better than 3. You think the Bears should no wild card possible better than 3 wins? I'm not sure what that's completely about. So I'm not sure if you can elaborate. That would be helpful toward the end of the show. Thank you for your comment, though. All right, let's go ahead and blah blah blah. Viewers' questions. Oh, let's do the betting line real fast. In the future, the betting line will be Amp's going to do that for us. He's an avid bettor, avid gambler, so he's going to be bringing that segment to us in the future. I'm going to do it again this week. So right now, the Bears, even with the injury to Justin Jefferson, and at home, we are +3, which means we are the underdog. We're +3 with that's the point spread. Typically, home teams get 3 points. We're not getting the 3 points, but that's a close point spread, even though. And then the money line is +122. And the over/under is 43. So theoretically, the +22 means if you bet $100, you'd win $122 if you bet the straight up win. So just a quick breakdown of that. This is how it would look. If you bet alone, wasn't able to do the parlays this week. I'm going to start doing the anything that me and Amp bet. We're going to actually start putting our money where our mouth is. Well, at least I will. I can't just talk about what I would do and then not do it. So if you just went with the point spread alone, if you took the Bears 3.5, that means the Bears either have to win straight up by any amount of points, whether it's 20 points or 1 point, or if they lose, they have to lose by 3 or less. Losing by 20, 21. They can't lose by 4. That's what that means. If you bet $10 on a point spread of the +3 for the Bears, you only get $8.70. If you bet $50, you get $43.48. And if you bet $100 on the +3 by the Bears, you would only get $86.96. Now, if you alone just bet the money line, it's a little more money. So if you bet $10, you'd get back, of course, since they're +122, you would get back $12.20. 122. If you bet $50, you would get back $60 even. And if you bet $100 on this a straight up win, which is less risky than the money line typically is. Just a straight up win, no matter what the score. You put $100 on the Bears this Sunday, $100 to get you back an additional 120. So if you bet 100, you win 120. Your pot will be 222. For those who are not advocates of math. I didn't do my parlays this week, but I'm going to offer a parlay I would do based off this, and so am. So hearing those numbers, once again, +3, plus 122, and the over/under is 43.5. Give me a parlay.
I'm a parlay. I'm gonna take the Vikings giving up the 3, and I'm gonna take the over.
You taking the -3 Vikings? So Vikings winning?
I'm taking the Vikings giving up the 3 to the Bears.
Okay,
so
you're taking the +3.
Taking the Bears.
+3. Okay, you're taking the +3.
Right. And I'm taking the over. I'm take the over. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's your parlay.
The point is 43. Is that correct, Chef? You said 43?
43.5. 43.5.
43.5. Yeah. So I'm taking the Vikings giving up the 3, and I'm taking the over.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll take that, I'll plug it into the app that I use, which is FanDuel, a sports book, and then I'll post that on what you would win if you put money on that particular parlay. I'll put it up on the Facebook page for the network, Chicago Clubhouse Network podcast.
Hit me in my DM, and we'll talk more. We'll talk more, Chef.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, little man I've been giving him Lorna Doone cookies since I ain't really mobile right now. I think he wants another one. Okay. Do you have another parlay, or that's the parlay you going with for the week?
No, that's the one I'm going with. Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be the parlay I have. I also have the Bears +3. I'm gonna do the 3-way parlay. So I'm gonna do the +3. I'm gonna do the +22. So taking the Bears money line, them being the underdog. 43.5. The Bears have been scoring. So
Minnesota defense is hurting. Yeah,
they are hurting. But
yeah, that front four is hurting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
we should be able to run.
So theoretically, a 23-24 score would be. I'm sorry, 24-21. If that was the 3 points. That was the 3 points. The Bears win 24. That's 44. So I'm going to take the over as well. I'm going to take the over. And then we'll post those what you would win based on those particular parlays. So this is for entertainment purposes only. We are not professionals, but that's what we would do. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. But yes. So Amp takes the +3, plus he's going to take the over. That's his 2-leg parlay for the game. I'm going to take the clean sweep on the parlay like I did last week. Oh, shit, I should have bet last week. God damn, I should have bet last week.
Yeah. You'd have got him. You'd have got him, Chef.
Last week, with the parlay last week, I had what did I have? I had the Bears money line. I had the over. I took the Bears, the money line, and the over. $50 would have got me 209.
Yeah.
So, then the other money line was I took Washington +6. I'd have lost that because they lost by more than 6. And then the money line, Washington and the over. I took the over again. But if I took the Bears, the second parlay I put up was the Bears +6, the money line for the Bears and the over. $50 would have got you 209. So that ain't too shabby. For $50, so even if you put $10 on it, you would have got a nice little gas money or something, little snack money for lunch.
Right.
Okay, so that is the betting line. We're not sponsored by anyone, so that's just brought to you by me and Amp because Sugar Vodka doesn't indulge in that way of life.
I do not.
It's all right. It's all right.
Sugar and vodka, you'll pick it up, babe. She'll pick it up. Before it's all said and done. You'll be telling us. You'll be telling us before it's all said and done.
You'll be sending us parlays like, ooh, I got negative on the Falcons day. She's gonna be telling us 6-leg parlays. I got her $3,000 or something.
I work too hard for my money. I won't even bet a dime on anything.
I respect that. So we got that covered. We got blah, 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 betting line. Okay, so we're going to segue from the betting line right to Amp's segment. We did a switcheroo on the segments today because of Mr. Very grateful for Mr. Chicago coming on with us. So we're going to give Amp 2 minutes to go on his segment of being amped up. And the 2 minutes are yours, my good sir.
Oh man, I am amped up. I am amped up about JF1. I'm so fired up, man, that he is hitting receivers. Like you said, he is going 20 yards and more, hitting those receivers. DJ Moore is and him has this connection, and that's what I've been waiting on. That's what I've been waiting on. And most importantly, I'm amped up that somebody, I don't know who it is, but what it was, somebody changed something. And Justin Fields became the same Justin Fields that we saw at the end of last season. And I am totally amped about that. You know what I'm saying? If you let him play, if they let him play, he's going to continue to get better. He's going to continue to get better. So whatever those coaches are doing, excuse me, whatever they're saying, you know what? Keep letting him do what he do. Let Justin Fields do what he do. And we will continue to score. You know what I mean? And Coach Chef says 7 games. Baca said, Chicken Baca says 12. I say 10. We're going to end up somewhere in the middle of that. If you keep letting Justin Fields do what he do. Coaches, hands off. Hands off. That's my amp. That's my rant for the day. Coaches, leave Justin Fields alone. Let him do what he do. And most importantly, man, I'm going to say this. Stay away from Cole Kmet, man. Say it. I'm done.
I do not second that. Cole Kmet is our tight end. He is our guy. He is a top 10. Top 10
I had to get it off my chest. I had to get it off my chest, Chef. Hey,
you and Foul Mouth C. You and Foul Mouth C. Y'all got.
He had to speak his mind.
He has some flaws, but it's going to be hard to find 10 tight ends in the league who have a combination of being able to receive and block the way he does. Either you're going to have a guy who's a super receiver, or you're going to have a guy who's just
for touchdowns in the red zone. I'll take it every day. I'll take it all day. Look, he already got 4 this season. Okay, if he doubles it with 8, you can't talk about a brother who got 8 touchdowns in the season. Okay, hopefully he gets there. Well, along with the Florida offense, him, Tunyon, and DJ only got 2 receptions last week.
Right.
I talk about. We're going to go ahead and move on. Since we're a little past our typical time, we're going to move on right to our predictions for the game. Once again, the Bears are at home versus the Vikings. And Sugar and Baca, what is your score?
38-17 Bears.
I'm sorry, what was the score again?
38-17 Bears.
Ooh.
38.
Ooh.
You said 38.
Ooh.
You said 17?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, my earbuds just went out on me, unfortunately.
Yeah, you heard right. You heard that right.
No, I mean, no, it really did. It really did. 38-17 Bears. Amp, what you got?
Mm-hmm. I got 27-24 Bears pulling it out with a Santos field goal.
27-24?
Bears.
27-24 Bears.
Yeah.
I said, open the door. Oh my goodness. These kids. Okay. So I already taken the over, and I got the Bears winning. So obviously, to win that. Can you come back in the house? What are you doing? I didn't tell you to do that. Open the door, son. Get away from the door, son. Good Lord. Get away from the door. Go sit down. Oh my God. Oh Lord, kids. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I don't know if you all have any. I assume, Amp, all your children are older. But
my youngest is 16. I'm good.
Oh man. You tell them one thing, they do something completely different. I say, open the door. He went outside.
I'm past that stage. He's 16. I'm good. I say something.
I'm sorry.
He does it. That's it. That's all.
We was doing good for most of the show. Well, my baby was asleep for a while, and my oldest was asleep, but now they awake. But we're at the end. So I got the Bears 37-17, 27-24. I got the plus 43.5. So I'm gonna say 27 look good. I don't think they'll score 30 though. I'm gonna say 27. 27-21. 27-21 Bears.
48.
27.
You said 27-21, right?
Yes.
48.
Vodka.
That's 48 points.
27-21 Bears. That's my prediction. So we are. Oh well, we kind of caught back up with that. Hey, chill out. Put your pacifier in your mouth. So Sugar and Vodka. So before we get out of here, we close out and hit some more comments. Can you once again? Oh, remember, like and subscribe to the channel. Like, subscribe to the show. It don't cost nothing to hit the like button. If you're on here, if you listen to us right now, please hit like. Because I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at how many likes. And if I see 10, 15 comments from 10 different people, I'm going to wonder why we ain't got 15 or plus likes. So hit the doggone like button, please and thank you. Sugar and Vodka, can you please go back and here's what all the promos for this great network and all the talent we have, so everyone knows that they can find a show of their liking Monday through Friday.
And again, tune in and subscribe. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of entertaining people. On Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Time, CCP Fantasy, hosted by the Crooked Commish. Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast with T-Nick. Gotta tune in. Always gotta tune in for him. JB, Fal Maxey, and Frank the Tank. Wednesday night, she said what she said with host Sherry Green, and she will be returning again. We look highly forward to that. And Thursday, I mean, come the fuck on. You have to fucking tune in for us. We have, we have Coach Chef. We have Amp. We have Sugar and Vodka. I mean, come on now. It doesn't get better. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time. Easy does it with host Easy. Tune in and subscribe. YouTube, like the Facebook Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Do it all, and join my Bears group, Chicago Bears fans only. There you go.
There you go.
All right. So in closing, don't forget that our sponsor is Moore's Beer. Chicago-owned, Black-owned brewery, outstanding beer. You should be able, if you're in the city, you should be able to find pretty practically anywhere. But Kenwood Liquors has it. I know in the Chicagoland area that Benny's has Moore's. Out if you're in the south suburbs near me and Amp. Lincoln Highway, Matson Liquors. Matson Liquors has it as well.
Liquors, right there.
Matson Liquors does actually have Moore's. I've bought all my recent beer. Also, don't forget South Chicago store has it. So if you're in the south suburbs, you're Chicagoland area. If you're a beer drinker, it's a very good beer. It's a what do they call it? It's a craft beer. So it's a 4-pack. It's a tiny bit pricey, but it's worth it. The flavor and taste and the quality of it is worth what you're going to pay for it. So.
And if you're watching Bears games, you're gonna need beer. Buy Moore's beer.
There you go.
To be said.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. You guys got any shout outs to anybody who you noticed in the chats today?
I want to go ahead, Sugar and Vodka. I'm saying ladies first. I apologize.
No, thanks to everyone that tuned in that I asked to. You know who you are. I appreciate it. And I think you've already subscribed, but if you didn't subscribe, and thank you and appreciate you.
I want to, first of all, I want to thank Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, you know what I'm saying, for giving me this, putting me on this platform with two great hosts, co-hosts, Coach Chef, Sugar and Vodka. I want to thank all my family and friends that tuned in. My brother Rich Stewart, I know he was there. My lady, if she ain't watching tonight, she'll watch it tomorrow. But you know what I'm saying. And I want to thank everybody that tuned in. Don't forget, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Whether it's Facebook or YouTube, preferably YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you for everyone who shouted came out tonight. Like we had a show. Thank you, Paris Hall. Thank you, Prince Anna Brooks. Thank you,
That's
Lauren
my girl.
Smith.
That's my baby.
Michael Castino.
That's my partner. That's my brother.
Cooker Kamish. Who else? Crazy
Smith.
Ace TV. Thank you.
Johnny Papa
who
Bear
else?
Ramirez.
Richard Stewart, thank you. Thank you, Darren Big D Crosby. Pauls, thank you. Who else? Thank you, Johnny Papa Bear Ramirez. Thank you. Who else? Skylark 99. He tuned in to all the doggone shows. Thank you.
All of them, yeah.
Roman, I can't say your last name because I'm bad with reading. I'm mad that I admitted that. Thank you all for tuning in. Tune in every week, please. Like we've all said already, like and subscribe to the show. Any show you watch. And if you like it and you've been watching more than 2 shows, then what? God damn it, subscribe. You get your notifications when we go on. You get the notifications for the other shows. You'll get notifications when we make shorts, which that'll be coming soon. We will start making a few more shorts during the week about anything pro bear updates and everything. You're not going to have to wait to the show to find out about your Bears or hopefully your Chicago Bears or your Bulls. Yeah, it's time for me to get ready to go. So, also, there's one more show that we forgot. So, we don't have a slot for it yet, but since Bull season is around the corner, now my light's going out. Good Lord. Bull season coming, we'll have a Bulls-based Chicago Clubhouse podcast show coming out soon. We will definitely keep you tuned in and information about that, as well as, of course, she said what she said when she's back on her regular scheduled time. And thank you both. So that's all I got.
Yes, time to go watch the game.
Hey, bear down. Let's go get them. Let's get them.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
We're still on for a couple seconds till you hear the end transmission or hidden broadcast. I was good.